What's up, guys? It's your boy Jamaica here, coming at you with another deck tech. This is my mono white quote unquote Hatebears deck. If you listen to the first podcast episode, which is and episode 2 is out, by the way. There's a link in the description below. Check out the podcast PD chat. Anyways, I was shilling myself. I talked about like the zombie meta and how I should just be playing with like pro black guys and like elite inquisitors. So I did that. I did exactly that. I just like figured out all these like random white creatures that just hate on the format. So this is where I'm at. It's more of a meta deck. It's not really like a good deck. I don't. It's okay. It has like beatdown aspects, but it's not like super fast. But it does like hate on like different parts of the meta. So let's just like talk. A bunch of planes here, Keller and Outposts. Just like a little one of, just kind of like it's gonna get like smokestack, I guess. Except like when they keep going higher, but you have like extra things to stack here. Couple of cycling deserts, just because like I don't want to flood really. Soldier to Pantheon's the only good one drop I could really find. I guess. I mean, there's things like Planar Guide that kind of like exile every creature, and then you just basic blinks all creatures. But I like this guy. It kind of blocks all sorts of multicolored creatures. Like just go up the curve. We'll start with Rakdos Cackler. What's that 2? Lotleth Troll, Putrid Leech. What's that 3? Bogart Ram Gang. What else is that 3? There's like, I don't know, Sprouting Thrynax, I think it's 3. 4, Murderous Redcap. 5, Cloud Blazer. 6, Magister. There's a lot of multicolored creatures, so it has protection from all of those, but it's a 2-1 for 1, so it just beats down at worst. Samurai of the Pale Curtain's pretty hilarious against things like World Gorge Dragon. Mostly that, actually. But if you have some sort of like value deck, even like the blue-white smokestack deck, they have that like Alchemist Apprentice, Gift of Mortality combo. That just stops it. It stops that stuff, you know? And all those little guys that die have value when they die. It just stops all that. Aristocrats, like Murderous Redcap stops that. Elite Inquisitor, protection from vampires, werewolves, and zombies. What are vampires? Vampire Nighthawk, for example. That's the biggest vampire that I can think of. Werewolves? Well, how about Keswick Forge Master from Mono Red? That seems to see some play. Weird, huh? Zombies? Well, let's name a few. Diregraph Ghoul, Cemetery Reaper, Gambling Ghoul, Lord of the Curse, all sorts of zombies. And First Sight Vigilance is just nothing to scoff at anyway. Stonecloaker, exiles graveyards, exiles card from graveyards. Well, that's good against like World Gorger, Reanimator, all things like that. And it just like bounces back to your hand, so you have to like just sort of like 3 mana exile a card every turn. But what's good when you cast 3 mana spells all the time? How about Bygone Bishop? This is kind of a way to like fuel your card advantage and kind of just keep getting cards over and over. It's the 2/3 flyer. It's fine. Single Bangara, I don't think it's that good actually, but I'm just throwing it in here. It's just sort of like some sort of catch-all permanent killing thing. You don't have any cool tricks. I guess you could do it with a Stonecloaker, just bounce it with that. So that's the only trick you have, really. Paladin in Vec, pro-black, pro-red. That's pretty relevant for the most part. Hence first strike, but mostly the pro-black part. Voice of all, it can be pro whatever I feel like. You know, I've done like pro-green against the green decks, obviously. Pro-white, get around like, to get tagged through a Magister Worth. It's just an annoying card. It's not super powerful, but it's just annoying. These cards are just annoying. White doesn't have like a ton of good removal spells. There are like things like Stasis Snare and things like that, but trying out Harm's Way. Brian wants to talk a lot about Harm's Way, how this could be good. It is good. You know, it's just kind of like a redirect shock, basically. Like, your Diagraph Ghoul attacks for 2. Well, I'm just going to shoot it right back, the damage right back, you know? And it goes to the face, too, so you can definitely, like, get some people, especially with Divine Inflection, which is basically the blaze of the format of this deck. Of the Harm's Way, that's basically a blaze. So, someone's tagging for 8, you just tap 9 mana. They're dead. Mastery of the Scenes, kind of like another sort of like anti-stacks, just anti-control style card where it just kind of continually makes creatures, and you have a lot of permanents that can be manifested here. It's a cool combo of Tragic Arrogance, too. Tragic Arrogance, you have to choose, like, you know, each thing, like enchantment, artifact, creature. Your artifact to your Spirit Heliod, which is kind of like a way to, like, accelerate the game plan a little bit. But Arrogance, you could totally trigger, like, target, like, Mastery, Spear, and, like, a random creature. And you just, like, pick their worst creature. So that's a pretty cool combo in this. It's really necessary against a green deck, which is kind of a problem matchup. Like, the mid-range, bigger green decks, especially, like, Rafello's decks. I don't have a way to kill Rafello's, really. Sideboard, Absolute Law. just stick it to mono red. I don't think mono red's even a big player, but if there is, here it is. Especially with the Sphere Law down here. Light of Day, just if I really want to hose on black decks. I still feel like I need extra stuff for black. Intrepid Hero, good against those like mid-range green decks I just talked about. Just a big guy that kind of has repeatable damage or repeatable kill. Seal Cleansings, you know, for like smokestacks, enchantments, whatever. Like the fairies mode's really good in this deck. Extra reprisals, just for extra sort of like it's good at Roller Coaster Dragon. Good way to kill it, so things like that. Extra masteries for control matchups, extra tragic arrogance for more green decks, and then extra sentinel tomes just for like extra graveyard hate. Probably should play like Purified Grave, but I think this card's just like better against like the druid decks that I'm popping up. I'm gonna play in a tournament today. I'm actually playing the APAC tournament. I don't know why I'm staying up this late. It's really late, but I'm really tired. But I have to play this deck. It's too funny. It's too meta. It's too funny, and I have to try it out. So I think the APAC meta is actually a really good meta to just like unleash this deck on them. So I will check you at round 1 in just a moment. All right, round 1. Here's deck. Mono white Hatebears. Here we go. A bunch of just a white weenie deck, really. It's just white weenie with like annoying creatures. I mean, that's that what Hatebears is, really. What it is. Like a day 2. Oh. Fuck. Sure, I'll keep. It's a curve out. Definitely a curve out hand. Ooh, either Spellbomb. That's actually pretty good against everything combined because it's colorless. Riddlesmith. That's in combo. Uh. Ooh, Samurai seems reasonable in this kind of matchup. Maybe. I don't know. Hopefully. You can just bounce the either Spellbomb. I'm not really sure. Riddlesmith. What's going on here? What's going on? Who knows? I actually don't know yet. I do know that all my Seal cleanses in my sideboard was very good. It's uncommon. I didn't know that. Alright, Furnace. Furnace doesn't really do anything against me. I don't have, like... I don't use my graveyard pretty much at all. Itis Stone. The real Smith looting is real, though. It's like, that's super real. All I do is just play white weenie guys in this matchup, I think. I literally have no removal in my deck. Not like in the contemporary sense. Attack with all these guys. It's because it's all I can really do in this matchup. Until they figure out his kill, which is probably like a Storm-esque cards, like a Brain Freeze or a Tendrils. Probably the way he's going to do this. So this is probably a good matchup for him. With my deck, like, I don't really do anything. It's attack. And like in Pain Trouble, there's no sort of like taxing effect, like a Thalia or something like that, or Glow Rider was actually legal in this format at one point. Maybe he's playing like Blood Funnel. I can see him playing like a Blood Funnel deck. He could easily beat Blood Funnel. All these voiceables. I'm just gonna play them all out, and it's no big deal, right? Recently, it has like go off in like 2 turns, or probably even next turn. Yeah, he's not even gonna bother blocking. I'm probably super dead to a blood funnel here. Blood funnel will Tony's presence, which is like super uncounterable spells. I'm gonna name black. Yes. Oh, tutelage. Okay. There is some sort of. That's good against me. I'm like all white. Oh, that's not. Well, I have to kill him next turn, so. I mean, he has 2 blockers, and I have 5 attackers. One of them can't be blocked. The air. So, math. It's 6, so. I don't know. At least I know now that he's playing tutelage. So. I don't know what he do in this spot, actually. Unless he has like a snapback. Yeah, it's okay. The aggro plan worked out there. If I want seals. Magic Arrogance seems fine. Seem really bad. A Harm's Way doesn't seem very good. I could probably just play Totems, just to scry. At the worst, I could just scry. They don't do any. They don't do anything, but my deck doesn't really do anything. This guy's deck, except attack. That's all I do. So see, this is the at worst plan. So like at worst, I just attack and I block, and I hope to kill my opponent. That's pretty much it. I want to keep this hand, but I want a second. I'll get a plane. This is gonna suck though if I don't. Uh, turn 2 out, like this is a one of this outpost, but when you get turn 2, it's actually the worst. This don't want to have to play this. Please, please draw planes deck. Please deck. Yeah, deck. Or the samurai. Smith. Okay. Attack with this guy. I want to drop this. I think I'll drop this. No, I want to drop the Inquisitor. I definitely want to start putting pressure on my opponent. I have just no idea what it's doing. Just drawing a bunch of cards, which is good. I mean, I can't stop the Riddlesmith. At one point in my deck, I had like a mortar pod to kill this, but oh, like I said, all I can do is his attack. He has to leave. The Riddlesmith have to stay alive, so play the Voice of All. I'm not sure if black is the right color, but I assume he has black removal spells. So 3 turns, I guess, unless he actually does chump at some point. I don't think he's going to chump or has the ability to chump. Wonder what the artifact reduction. He probably Foundry Inspector. That's what he's probably doing. Moss Fairy is okay. Kind of like gets you mana later. I need to put the seal on the board next turn. He's drawing a bunch of cards here. I'm actually impressed at how many cards he's drawn. Yeah, I'm gonna play a seal just in case like he drops a tutelage and starts killing me. He's definitely looted a whole bunch though. So he still has like 2 turns to do something. So I can't unless I draw like a spear. Then he has to like. Oh, I kept that in my hand. Why is there all this mana? What is he looking for? That's my real question. What is he digging for? He's 1 card in his hand. Despite all this looting, he's played a spell every turn. Or he's played like a land drop. He's made a land drop and played a spell every turn. So the well's kind of dried a bit. And some of the artifacts don't draw cards automatically. Like the furnaces and the mossfire eggs and his terror irons don't really draw a card. It's just kind of like filtering. Like not really drawing cards. Okay. I'm gonna leave up all my mana. I don't need to do anything else. Maybe I have to stone cloak something or doubt it, but doing something. Something's happening. Interesting. That has an ability. I did not know it had an ability. Those have abilities. Interesting. I did not know that. If I like do this, like Stone Cloak actually does it negate the ability? I don't think it does. I think they're separate. Yeah, they're just separate. I still think he gets the card draw. Luckily, all the things are getting exiled. Not that that matters because of my samurai here. There's Blood Funnel. So he plays a presence. I'm just gonna instantly seal this. I should have played the second seal actually. Like, the only way they beats me if he somehow flashes in a, Voltaine's Presence. So the combo is that, like, Voltaine's Presence, whenever you counterspell, you draw a card. And this keeps countering spells. And then when you have Riddlesmith, you're just, like, drawing cards anyway, because when you cast an artifact spell, you just draw and discard. So you just loot through your deck till you find, like, a Tendrils or another Storm card. Because the Storm cards, the initial Storm card, the initial spell will be countered, but the Storm copies still go on the stack, because the Storm's a cast trigger. So, yeah. Anyways, I won anyway, so yay. You can't just stop a seal on the board. You need to play, like, some sort of, like, bounce spell. But he didn't have it, so I win.